Hi everyone, we are not meeting on Zoom today, so I'm making this lecture to show you what to do during class. So the first thing that you're going to do is go to our Canvas page, scroll down to week 2, and then get to our week 2 slides. So when you click here, you can see a link to our class slides. When you click on that, it is going to take you over to the week 2 slides. So I'm going to just switch over to that tab. Now remember, by this point, you should have already done everything in the Tuesday portion of our slides, and now we're starting on the Thursday portion. So you'll notice, as I mentioned, no Zoom class today, but it's going to tell you what you need to do during class. And today during class, you're going to be completing a summary, practice, and revision assignment. So we'll click on that in just a minute, but I want to just give you a rundown of what you're doing during class today. So you have this assignment to complete. You also have a quiz to complete. If you're finished early, then that's great, and you can start on your work that is due on Canvas by Friday, so just like your regular homework. If you're running into problems and you can't access this week's work for some reason, that's probably because you have not clicked through everything in our welcome module and everything in the week 1 module. Once you do those things, then week 2 will become available to you. All right, so let's look at the stuff that we are doing today. If you go ahead and click where it says Summary, Practice, and Revision Assignment, it's going to take you to today's assignment. So that should load in a new tab. And you'll notice that you have to make a copy of this document. You cannot edit this, so don't ask for editing rights. You're just going to make a copy. Once you make a copy of the assignment, you're going to complete the assignment and then go turn that in on Canvas. So let's look at what that looks like. To make a copy, you're just going to click File and Make a Copy. It will make your own copy in a new tab that you can then type on and edit. If you need help with that, there's a little tutorial here that will show you how to do it. So you're going to work on this during class time. When you're finished with the assignment, you need to make sure that I can access it. So on your copy that you have made, what you need to do, and there's a tutorial here if you're not sure how to do that, is you need to click this share button. When you click the share button, it's going to have different access just by default. So you just need to click on your own documents access and make sure that anyone with the link can view it, and then push done. All right, so that is how to make a copy and how to share. If you just scroll through here, it's going to tell you what to do. So first, you'll need to gather some materials. You will need your summaries, which you should have already written, of Me Talk Pretty One Day and Shitty First Drafts. You can find those on Canvas if you already turned them in, or you might have a copy, in your own Google Drive. If you haven't completed those yet for some reason, you can spend class time today completing those, and you'll just write your summary in here for that Shitty First Draft summary, and then here for the Me Talk Pretty One Day summary. So either write your summaries if you haven't, or just copy and paste them over if you already wrote them. Then you're going to review some of our class slides and fill in some blanks to complete this kind of online worksheet. So you're going to review what we know about summary and what we know should be included in those summary paragraphs. Once you've reviewed that on your doc, you're going to answer these questions. So based on our class materials, what should a summary do? What should it not do? Move on down to the next one. Have someone from your group, a tutor, a roommate, a friend, just have somebody else look at your summary. So if you're working with your group, great. If you're working with somebody else, that's okay too. If you can't get anybody to look at it during class time, you can do kind of a self-reflection and say, based on what I'm looking at here, I think I'm doing great with this and I need to work on this. So you'll just click again on your doc where you can type and type in your answers here. After that, then you're going to revise your summaries. So remember, these summaries that we're writing are going into our Essay 1 drafts, which you're going to start working on over the next week or so. So we want our summaries to be the best they can be so that we can just copy and paste the finished product into those essay drafts. So we're slowly starting to build our first essay. So with that in mind, you're going to revise your summaries that you already had, and you should highlight the revisions that you made. So you can revise the summary. Let's say that I'm putting my summary here. Let's pretend that's my summary or part of it. Whatever new information is there or things that I changed, I can click this little highlight button. So I'm going to highlight whatever is new or revised in my summary. I'm going to highlight it, choose a color, and that way I, as a teacher, can clearly see the things that you have changed in your summary of shitty first drafts, and then you'll do the same thing for your summary of Me Talk Pretty One Day. So that's just an example. I'm going to clear it out of our master doc, but that's what you're looking for. The last step that you need to take is to just tell me a little bit about how this revision activity is going to help you prepare for writing your draft of Essay 1. So you can just reflect a little bit, a couple of sentences, and let me know what you got from revising those summaries. So once you have completed this whole document, then you're going to head over to Canvas and turn it in. And the way that you're going to do that is to either click File and download this as a PDF. So that's one option. And then you could go to Canvas and upload that PDF. The other option is that you can click Share on your document and you can click Copy Link. And as long as you have it to where I can access it, so it should say anyone with the link can view, you can copy your link, click Done, and then head over to Canvas to turn that in. So let me go back to our Canvas page, go to our home screen here, and scroll down to week 2. And then the assignment where you're turning this in is called Summary, Practice, and Revision. So you can click on that assignment, turn in your PDF or your link to your completed workshop kind of activity here. Okay, so that is how you're going to turn that in. So let's head back over to our class slides. So now we've done this first step, the summary, practice, and revision assignment. The other thing that you need to do during class today is to take the Norton Readings quiz on Canvas. This quiz has an access code, and so you'll need to type in week 2 for that access code. Capitalization and spelling do matter. So let me show you where to find that. We click back over to our Canvas page here. You can see that also under this Due During Class Thursday section, we have that quiz. So when you click on the quiz, it is going to ask you for the access code, and then you'll be able to take the quiz. And this quiz is based on our assigned Norton textbook readings. So if you look back at our week 2 schedule, you can see which chapters you were assigned. So we were supposed to have read chapter 3 and chapter 19. So you can head over to modules. If you would like to use your textbook to help you on this quiz, that's totally fine. And you can access your textbooks here. Okay. All right, so good luck on the quiz. Let's head back over to our slides. And so at this point, you should have done that first activity. You should take your quiz, and then I just want to go over some reminders here for you. So remember that you do have homework assignments that are due on Canvas on Friday. And then by the time class begins on Tuesday, February 3rd, you should have scheduled a tutoring appointment. You should have chosen a topic for the life event portion of Essay 1. You also should have completed and revised those summaries of Me Talk Pretty One Day and Shitty First Drafts. So ideally, you're going to get this part out of the way today. Remember, we do not have Zoom next week, but we do have class slides and recorded lectures like this so that you know what to do. Also remember that your essay drafts are due Monday the 9th. So when you go to your tutoring appointment, ideally, you're going to be working on, starting that draft early. You can also work on those things, the different parts of the essay that you're building, such as your summary paragraphs, right? So we're slowly building up to the essay. Again, if you need to review anything about the essay, you can always look back at any of our class slides. And remember that we had an Essay 1 overview and then a lecture about summary and response. So there's lots of stuff there to help you prepare for that. All right, have a great rest of your day, everybody.